Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Techno Talks here. So I'm back again with another video. I know it's been a little while. It's been around a week or so of me not posting videos, but I'm finally back. And this time in front of me, as you can see, I have the iPhone 12 again. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the iPhone 12 after around 2 weeks of using this device. And so I'll give you all my dislikes and likes and some things that could get improved, which would actually add to this device. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to start with the dislikes because I have a lot of things that I liked about it and very little things that I didn't, and that's why I'll go ahead and talk about the things I didn't like first. And these things that I'm talking about will be stuff that really won't matter too much. It's just minor things, and if they change it, it would be better for me, but if they don't, it's okay. I can live with it. It's not going to affect it too much. So let's go ahead and begin with those minor dislikes that I have. First up is going to be this boxy design. So generally this design looks really beautiful from the outside, and when you're looking at it from from a distance, or when you're just looking at it, the device looks really nice, and this boxy design just adds to this design of the iPhone 12 series. However, the thing is that when you're holding this for a long period, let's say like an hour or so, your hand starts to hurt because the sides start to jab into your hand as you're holding it. And this especially happens with me when I'm laying down onto my bed because I have to hold it, and I have to hold it a little tighter than usual so it doesn't fall on my face. So what happens is the sides start to jab into my hand on these sides, and it starts to hurt a little, and it gets really annoying, which I personally did not enjoy the experience of having for the past 2 weeks. But as I said, that is one of the bigger differences that I didn't like, but the rest will be some things that won't really matter too much. So next up is going to be the finish. So I don't really get why Apple did it. I kind of do, but there should be a little more reasoning towards it. But Apple decided to make the 12 series, the normal 12, not the 12 Pros, the 12 series, the back having a glossy finish and the sides having a matte finish, which I love having the sides as a matte finish. When compared to the iPhone 12, the sides are going to be a glossy finish and the back is going to be a matte finish. So personally, I would rather have a matte finish on the back of the iPhone 12 as well. And actually, I would really enjoy having it all matte and having the sides matte as a matte finish as well, but Apple just didn't do that. Not sure why, but they went ahead and made the 12 series a glossy finish and matte on the sides, and then they also have the camera module matte finish as well, rather than on the iPhone 12 Pro series where the back is going to be a matte finish, the side is glossy, and the camera module is glossy as well. So the next thing is going to be the port. So as you might know, the iPhones still have the Lightning port, which a lot of people are used to at this point. However, I still really want to keep using USB-C on my Apple devices. So let's go ahead and talk about the iPad Pro per se and the MacBooks that they have. Those are all using USB-C at this point, and it would actually be really nice to have USB-C on the iPhone so you could use it together and you wouldn't have to constantly be changing chargers if you do tend to lose one of them. So that's the reason why I would really like having USB-C on the iPhones instead of Lightning, and it would kind of make sense. Like if Apple did use Lightning on their iPad Pro and use something else on their MacBook, then I would get it, but as of right now, they're using USB-C for both these devices, and those are both major devices that Apple sells and retails out to people. And so you would imagine that they would actually get it on the iPhone 12 series as well, but they haven't, and I guess you can live with it. There's nothing too wrong with it. They've had Lightning for years now. The only major thing might be the fast charging, since they don't include the brick with it. So the final thing, this is a minor dislike as well, and that's going to be the camera module. So it would be nice if we got the telephoto camera as well on this right here, the 3 times, or I guess it's a 2.5 times, I'm not sure, but it would be nice if we had a little more zoom on this phone. I believe it goes to 5x, so let me go ahead and demonstrate that. Let's go ahead and do a zoom, and yes, as you can see, it only goes up to 5x, which is the best really, and the quality is really low as well when you go to 5x. So it would be nice if they added a zoom camera which would give you those zoom capabilities, and maybe you could even take better portrait photos because you zoom in on the subject, and I guess it would be more focused on the subject. So as I said, these are all minor differences, and other than that, everything else I'm going to be talking about are things that I enjoyed about it. And let me go ahead and add the screen refresh rate as well. This is a 60 hertz refresh rate, but there are a lot of phones that are on 120 or more, or even 90, and so it's kind of a bummer, but I've gotten used to it. The phone is already smooth enough, and it really doesn't bother me not having 120 or 90 hertz on this display. So that's why I didn't really want to talk about it too much and add it in as a dislike. So let's go and begin with all the things I liked. Now that we got those two parts out of the design is definitely beautiful. It looks really nice, and this boxy design does look really nice as well. It goes ahead and gives you that, I guess, the iPhone 5 vibes, and it kind of reminds you, it's a little nostalgic. Plus, the design that they've implemented looks really good on the new 12 series. So as I said, there were some dislikes, like I guess the comfort of it, and then I guess the glossy finish. But other than that, everything else is perfect about this design, and I've really enjoyed the way that it looks. So next up is going to be the display. The display is, I'm going to go ahead and do a little comparison right here. If you don't know, I am using the S21 right now, and so I did switch to the iPhone 12 for now. And the thing that I noticed is the iPhone 12 display is a little higher than 1080p. So the iPhone 12 does have a higher screen resolution when compared to the S21, which is really nice to know, and it's kind of cool that you have it. So the other thing is going to be that the display does get really bright, and when I'm using it in sunlight, I guess I'm able to use it a lot of the times. There are some times when the sun is just directly above me and I'm looking at my phone when walking, and so it's a little harder to see. But other than that, I've really not I really have not had any issues with the brightness of the display and me not being able to see, because the brightness is really high and you're able to use it perfectly. So the next thing that I'd like to talk about is having my social media apps optimized. So if you don't know, this might not be a big thing for a lot of people, but for me, it kind of is. And if you don't know, Snapchat, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, all those things right there, they usually don't give you the full quality of your photos and videos on Android. The reason for that is because there are tons of systems, I guess tons of phones that use this Android software in the OS, and so these social media apps are not able to optimize it for all these devices. So let's go to the Android side. You have Samsung, you have OnePlus, you have Google, you have all these different phones every year releasing, and so these social media companies are not able to catch up with it, and so they've implemented a way where it's just like screen records your camera screen, and so it doesn't give you the best quality when you're taking videos, and it actually reduces it by a lot. However, that is not the case on your iOS devices or your iPhones, and so it's kind of a bonus that I just wanted to add into there, and it actually did catch my attention because I did start taking better pictures on Instagram and Snapchat. Well, not better, but they were better quality pictures. And so it was really interesting to have that, and it was actually nice knowing that I would still be taking really good quality pictures even when using a third-party application. So next up, let's go ahead and continue on the topic of cameras, and I'm going to be talking about the camera that the iPhone 12 has, or basically any of the 12 series. So this device has a really nice camera, and the main reason for that is maybe not the reason it's nice is you can be constantly focused on your photos and videos without having the issue or the stress of being like, oh, I didn't take a good photo, or that might have come out blurry or whatnot. You constantly know that your photos are going to be coming out constant, and you're going to have really nice photos, and they really won't be messing up. It's going to be a point and shoot experience. You take out the camera, you press the button, and the photo's already in your gallery. So I'm going to add another comparison in here again, and I'm going to be talking about the S21 that I have. I have noticed that my camera's been lagging a little. I'm not sure why. So when I first open the camera application, it always like lags a little when I'm moving it. And then also when I'm taking a picture, it does look a little weird. It looks a little distorted. Let's say I was moving the camera a little. I take the picture. It seems like the picture was taken, but it takes something that's after like a couple milliseconds of it, so you don't get the result that you were shown, which does get really annoying, and that is not the case on this iPhone 12 right here or any of the iPhone 12 series. So that is another bonus that I really liked. Next up is going to be Face ID. Face ID is really nice. It's really secure, and it's a lot more secure than the 2D scans that we do get on most of our Android devices. And being that secure, it actually allows you to use it on, let's say, your banking applications like PayPal, and then some other payment applications, which does get really nice. Being able to use that Face ID, you are able to use your, I guess, in-display fingerprint sensors on your Android devices like your S21 or your OnePlus. However, you being able to use Face ID is pretty nice as well. And so I kind of like it, kind of don't like it. It would be nice to have a fingerprint sensor as well, but it's okay. Face ID has been great for me, other than when I'm outside, because I'm usually wearing a mask when I'm somewhere, and so I always have to put in my passcode, which does take a little while, and it is an extra hassle to be doing when you have face unlock. But it would be nice if you had a fingerprint sensor, but I'm not complaining. So the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is battery life. As you might know, the battery capacity is smaller than last year's generations of iPhone 11s. So the 12 series has a smaller battery than last year's generation, which actually was shocking that Apple did this and they did not make or add a bigger battery into these devices. But they went ahead and made their Apple A14 Bionic chipset and said that it would be a lot more efficient, and you would get a lot more. You would get like an hour or so or more battery life, when normally you'd expect to get less battery life, which was not the case. You got a lot more, and I've really been happy with it. It's around 2,800 milliamp hour battery, so it's not even 3,000 milliamps, but it's lasting as much as most of my other devices, which are around 4,000 milliamp hours. And so it was really interesting, and it was something that I really enjoyed about the device. I never had the worry of running out of juice with a battery capacity that's at this size, which normally if I owned any other device, I'm pretty sure I would have that issue. I would always be looking at my battery percentage and constantly being worried about it. But with this device, I have not had that issue, and I've had great battery life, which usually the minimum that I get would be 5.5 to 6 hours, and that's going to be on heavy usage, which I don't really do. To do that, I guess you would have to like play really heavy games, or I guess constantly like edit photos and videos on your device, like let's say on iMovie or Snapseed and whatnot. But since I don't do those generally, and a lot of people probably don't do those in their daily lives, the device usually lasted me around 7 to 8 hours, which was great battery life. And usually at the end of the day, I would still have a lot of battery life and a lot of juice left, like around 10 to 20%, which is enough for you to do a lot, I guess an hour more of things on your device. So those are going to be the main things that I really liked about it. One quick addition is going to be MagSafe. MagSafe is pretty nice, but the third-party accessories that I usually bought for this, they weren't the best working, so I'm gonna have to wait for Apple to release more things with stronger magnets, and which are made directly for the device. And so other than that, this device is perfect. So for the $800 price, well, with tax, I did get this for $900 USD on Apple's website, unlocked. And so I'm gonna go ahead and say the retail price, which is $830, because tax does change everywhere. And for the retail price of $830, if you're buying it unlocked, if you're buying with the carrier, it's $800. But I bought it unlocked, and there are probably a lot of people buying it unlocked as well. The unlocked price is going to be $30 more than the retail price of $800. For $830, this device is perfect. It'll last you a long time, and I would definitely recommend buying it. So if you're switching from an Android device, it might seem a little weird, but if you've used an iPhone before and you really don't mind the software on any of these, or the OS on any of these devices, and you're fine with switching through and you've already done it before, then this device is a really nice device for the price of $800 USD, $830 USD. And so I would definitely recommend it for people looking for an iPhone at this price point. Personally, I wouldn't go for the 12 mini, because it does seem a little small, and the battery life is going to be worse on it, and you probably don't want a phone that's that small. Maybe let's say you're buying a second phone and you want an iPhone and you don't want to carry another big device, then sure, go ahead. But personally, I would either go for this 12, which I am recommending for most of y'all, the 12 Pro, if you want to go and get the best things out of the device, even though there isn't too many better things when compared to the 12. If you want to get that, you can get that as well. But personally, this is going to be the best iPhone for its price to, I guess, quality and the things that you get for it. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.